Welcome to the South Florida Saltwater Fishing Report. I'm Heath, and it's time to get into the bite. All right, folks, welcome to the show. This is the place, South Florida's ultimate resource for everything you need to know local fishing. We're going to go over the who's catching what, where it's being caught, and what they're catching it with. We're also going to cover your future marine forecast, moon phase, and the tide charts. Before we get into this, though, if you want to learn more about fishing, grow as an angler, to see some great, exciting offshore fishing adventures, you can start by hitting the subscribe button and joining the South Florida Saltwater Fishing family. All right, folks, so no news from the FWC or NOAA about closures or openings this week, so we're going to get right into it. And we're going to start off with some Inshore. We got a nice post of a big old fat log of a snook shared by Lafayette Malone. Look at this thing. Nice line sider right there. So the snook are biting. This is out of Stuart, Florida. I'm not sure what he caught it on, but hey, the snook are biting. It looks like it's in some sort of spillway or something if I'm looking at the background here. So there you go. You got some snook inshore. We also got, I saw another post here. Let me close this out. This is from Blake Cresswell up on the West Coast. Not that. Mouse is not agreeing. Here we go. All right, Blake Cresswell, catching bait for beginners. He's got some nice Spanish. You see the Skyway Bridge, so obviously this is Tampa St. Pete area. Spanish mackerel. Good job right there. That's some nice dinner. So up on the West Coast, up north, the Spanish mackerel are biting. Thanks, Blake, for your submission, and Lafayette with that nice snook too. So let's continue and see what else we got. That's pretty much the inshore bite. That all the submissions that we got this week. I do know that the mullet run is still heading south. The further south you go, the more you're going to get into it. And tarpon, jacks, snook, all that goodness is getting in on the inshore action. And also, as we head further into fall, down here, down south, you will start to see, spotty bluefish and the Spanish mackerel. All right, let's talk a little bit about reef fishing. Here we go. Pedro. Nice hot day off the reef. The drift was fast, 3.5, 4.5 knots at times. Needed a ton of weight to get to the bottom. Kept it shallow, 75 to 120, and caught all this on frozen sardines. He is definitely on the mutton bite. Got a solid haul of yellowtails with a nice flag there. A couple of mangoes, and looks like a margate. Can't really tell, but still, this is Pedro's. I believe his one last outing before he's got to go on business for a while. So anyway, thanks, Pedro, as usual, for putting on a clinic this whole summer and sharing your catches. So that's our reef, right? Where the snapper bite is going off on the reef. Here's another one from Michael. Went out and did a couple hours at night, a couple of grunts, then big old fat strawberry grouper, another little one, a couple of mangroves, a couple of yellowtails, and a little lane snapper. So there you go. The snapper bite is hot, and I'm telling you right now, this time of year, if you're not having any luck on the troll, go and set up and do some yellowtail fishing. Yellowtail fishing is hot right now. So that's all I can say. Here is Gary. Personal best mutton. Big one. That's a good sized mutton too. He's already scaled it. So he's going home with the meat right there. The mutton snapper obviously are still biting. So if that is your question, it's not as hot as it was last year, around this time, but the muttons are still biting, which is good. Let's keep on with our reef bite. We got a couple of submissions from Gwen. A couple of triggerfish. Gwen is new to the channel. Nice submissions. They are from New Jersey. Triggerfish and a little grouper. Saw another post there. So they're getting in on the reef bite. And eventually they will, start doing some trolling and get into, you know, the pelagics and stuff like that. But anyway, thanks for the submissions. Those are awesome catches. So as you can see, we've got the groupers, the strawberries, the reds, gags out of season, blacks, you know, go on and you just got to find them. The groupers, you got to find. The snappers, they're, you know, if you've got current, chum for them, mutton snappers, drift for them, and you use long leaders and you will run into them. Here's another one. David said that the yellowtails were filling the screens. So 85 feet north of BOCA. But, you know, he's saying, yeah, it was a bit sporty out there. So, hey, here we go. Captain Ryan Palmer, Family Jewel Charters out of Fort Lauderdale. He's going to show you, like I said, there we go. We're going on with the yellowtail catches, right? And he put his charter on some good ones. Check this out. This is a solid yellowtail, all of about 16 inches right there. So he was, you know, on flag duty that day. So again, Ryan Palmer, captain out of Fort Lauderdale. If you are looking for a charter, go on ahead, contact him or contact me. I can put you in contact with him if you're looking for a charter. So that's our reef bite, right, folks? We've got the snappers. Again, the main snapper right now is the yellowtail snapper. And do not be surprised if you run into cirro mackerel. That they always tend to feed together. They group together. Also, we had Richard. Now he's running into false albacore. Hold on, where is he at? Here we go. Richard and his daughter. They had a bunch of stuff go wrong, which is fishing for you. You know, lost a planer, got cut off the planer, no kingfish, couldn't find the mahi. So they went out and they had some fun. They got 10 bonitas, the little ones, right? So these little ones, if you don't know, these littler ones, if you hook them in, you know, 70 feet of water like he did, and you've got a bigger rod, you can live troll them. And don't go real fast, it will drown them, but you keep them alive and those things will get demolished. Those are little bullet bonitas. Those are great big. He's going to take them home and enjoy, you know, some nice meals. I prefer the littler false albacore if you're eating them. Anyway, great. He's always got a smile on his face, and they have definitely helped control the population of bonita this entire summer. All right, so now let's start talking a little bit about our pelagics. Tuna, I saw lots of tuna this week. This is from Emmanuel. He's got some skipjack, some false albacore, and 3 blackfins, 400 feet off Miami. The false albacore, those weren't caught 400 feet. So there you go. The bonita, really, if you're getting beat up by bonita, trust me, go out past 200, they'll leave you alone. Anyway, nice haul of tuna in the bucket right there. Blackfin and everything. Yeah, I saw a few skipjack too, of people reporting skipjacks. Here we go. More blackfin tuna. So you've got lots of footballs. This is 285 feet out of Stewart. The blackfin. This was from James. Nice submission. And again, you know, so the tuna are swimming around, folks. You can't find the mahi, troll for tuna. Proof is in the pudding right here. Here we go. This is Robert. Took out the kiddo, 400 feet near the hill. Not sure what that means, but hey, that's a good sized tuna, right, for this time of year also. That's not a little football. So there you go. You will run into the blackfins. Just troll for them. They're out there. Let's see what else do we got. Any other tuna? No. So there's lots of tuna caught this week. And here we go. We got Jason Reese with a little bit of everything. Jason Reese, Guggen to Pro offshore angler. He's got king mackerel. He's got mahi. He's got blackfin tuna. And I think he said everything. So he said kings between $1.50 and $1.80. Mahi and skipjack out in about 600. So there, that's his report for what he got. He's got quite a few kings on there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kings. Skipjack. That doesn't look like a skipjack. That looks like a blackfin. But hey, if he says it's a skipjack, it's a skipjack. So yeah, nice mixed bag there. Jason, you're putting on a clinic. Look at this one here. Nice Smoker King. So yeah, a little bit of everything. Okay, folks. So when we're talking about our pelagics and the deep reef, the kingfish, they're swimming around. I'm still seeing, those juvenile size to medium sized wahoo being caught. The dolphin are, some days they're in shallower, other days they're out. Jason, he said there was green water all the way out to 600. Once he got in the blue water, right where those two color changes happened, he started, found the dolphin. The tuna also, they seem to be swimming around in the green water. If it was out in 600 and people were catching it at 400, makes sense. Hey, Pedro, how you doing? Yes, the cheese nuts is here. He's sleeping. All right. And yeah, so that's our pelagics, right? Tuna is still around. The kingfish are showing up now because the bonita, the bigger ones, are migrating, right? And they're going to actually start being in shallower. You're going to catch those bigger bonita in about 30 feet of water. The littler ones will start to hang out in around 70. So, if you're looking for that bait, troll a little spro jig, a little white bucktail jig, something, hook it up, have a big rod with a stinger rig ready, throw that out, slow troll that, and wait for something to nail it. Sailfish, kingfish, wahoo, something. Our reef bite, I'm telling you, the yellowtail, this is the time of year. So if you're looking for something to do and you're unsure, you don't want to go and take the chance trolling and come home empty-handed, go out prepared to go for yellowtail. Get you a couple, 2 or 3 boxes of chum. Silver sides is your bait. You can use frozen sardines also, and go put a hurry on. All right, so that is it for. Oh wait, I got one more great one also because of the mahi. Let me show you here. This is from Mike Bayless. This is our thumbnail actually this week. He went out and found a dolphin. 330 feet off Boynton Beach. Nice. Got his daughter there. And that's a solid, obviously he stuck the gaff in it. So, hey, good. Great solid catch right there. Mike with the dolphin. So, again, the dolphin are around, right, folks? All right. Let's start talking weather. Right now, what's happening with our weather is there's an area of high pressure to the east of the Bahamas actually right now. What that does is that creates a southeasterly flow of wind, which pushes our storms sort of inland. That's going to hang out over the next day or so, and we got dry air right now. Over the next couple of days, the dry air is going to go away, and we will get more moisture in come the end of the week. The wind's going to pick up, and the moisture in the air and the chance of rain and stuff is going to increase. We've got a couple of tropical activities going on. Another one brewing down south of Cuba, south of the Yucatan Peninsula. There's 2 hurricanes out in the Atlantic. But they're going to stay out. One's actually fizzling out right now. The next one is it's predicted to become a category 3, but it's going to stay out there. And then right behind that, coming off the Cape of Africa, there's another one. So we'll have to keep that very active right there right now, along with the Gulf. It's firing up. We had a very slow start to the hurricane season, and now it's amping up. So that's welcome to living in South Florida and dodging bullets all the time. All right, folks, and yeah, we had Hurricane Helene that just did massive damage, and it's amazing the amount of flooding and stuff that it caused in Tennessee and North Carolina. Horrible damage. So the west coast, the Panhandle of Florida, got nailed with storm surge. Up north, all the rivers swelled and all the flooding and everything. Just horrible, bad stuff. This hurricane did a ton of damage. So we pray for quick recoveries on everybody's part, and first responders, electricians, and everyone who needs the help. I know personally at work, I am helping set up and ship out fire stations and stuff for those first responders. Like I said, FPL and all the Duke Electric and everyone. We always help these folks out in command centers and places to sleep, temporary fire stations and stuff, so the firefighters can get in and do their job. It's right now we are in go mode. All right, back to our weather. Let's talk weather, right? Let's look at windy. All right, so here we go. Windy right now. This is us right now. Weather's not too bad, right? Oh, like I said, during the week, it's going to be pretty during the week, and as with everything, come the weekend, it'll turn not so good. All right, tomorrow morning, Wednesday. Look, we got nice calm winds, next to nothing, man. If you're looking to make the run to the Bahamas, tomorrow morning looks like the day to do it. And then in the afternoon, it's still calm, but we've got this, like I said, there's high pressure out to the east, right? So it's going to push our storms in the afternoon inland, right? Our west coast, the Keys are looking beautiful. You know, they're between 5 and 10 knots. Miami, the Tri-County area, all the way up to St. Lucie and Vero Beach is looking very pretty. Or Panhandle, Big Bend area. Tampa Bay is looking nice tomorrow afternoon. Thursday, the wind starts picking up in the morning, right? The Keys, they're in the upper teens. The West Coast is on the leeward side of the peninsula, so they'll be a little safe. You know, they're going to have some breeziness. It's Palm Beach down to Fort Lauderdale, not too bad, but south of there and north of there, once you get up north of Vero Beach, it looks like it's ripping, you know, right around between 10 and 15. Thursday afternoon continues the trend to pick up on our west coast again, all the way down North Keys, all the way down to the lower Keys. The further south you go, it looks like the stronger the wind's going to get. Friday morning, it's picking up even more. So we can see this trend of the wind getting up. So with this green color, if you look down here on our color-coded pattern, green is 15 knots steady, right, offshore. And of course, as you get closer in, it might, you know, peter out a little bit, but not. So this is like almost the whole state looks like they're getting, you know, double digits, mid to high double-digit winds. And that's steady. Friday afternoon, it looks like it starts to settle down a little bit, especially on the west coast. The east coast stays still steady. Mid Keys, a little bit of a break in the afternoon. Saturday morning, it's still ripping out there. So, like I said, we've got a couple of days here ahead of us where it's going to be nice today. Tomorrow, Thursday, it'll start picking up, and heading throughout the rest of the week, it looks like we've got these windy conditions that are going to produce, you know, we've got winds coming from the northeast. So it's going to push the waves, and it's not going to be a swell. It's going to be bumpy out there. It'll be sporty. Sunday, winds straight from the east, mid to high double digits right there. Same thing on the west coast. As you can see, it's there. And like I said, they've got tropical stuff going on. So it's hard to use windy as a forecaster for what's going to happen with any sort of tropical cyclones. But as far as, you know, your wind speeds and wave heights and stuff, it's fair to say it's fairly accurate. And it changes on a day-to-day basis too. Sunday afternoon, you can see there's winds let down, but it's been ripping for a couple of days solid. So, you know, the weekend isn't looking real promising if you are one of those families or anglers that only got Saturday and Sunday to get out. It's just not, you know, but then again, it's Tuesday. This could change by then, by that time. So, you know, play it by ear. Don't shut the book on it just yet. Monday morning, a little bit lighter. We've got some, you know, heavy stuff happening out here. This could be that the tropical deal that's actually way down here right now. So they said it's got about a 40% chance of development. So, you know, you got to watch out and keep an eye on it, because right now there's no center of circulation, so they can't really create a model and say, hey, it's going to go this way, that way, or what's going to happen. East Coast is still taking, you know, low double digits come Monday morning. Monday afternoon looks like it's still lightening up, but it's variable, right? The lower keys looks like they get cut a break, and the higher wind tends to be mid to northern Florida. Heading up into Tampa, it looks like these strong westerly winds are starting to encroach upon the Bay Area and come closer to land. Tuesday morning, looks like the wind's still kicking. So the wind's going to start coming later this week, and it's going to hang out all weekend into early next week. So, and that's when we'll be getting some more weather. We'll have to watch and see what is going to happen with these storms out in the Atlantic, and more importantly, the one that is closer to home, which is currently, let me see if we can pull it up. It's not showing up right now, but it's down here. All right, let's look at our waves, right? Let's turn to tomorrow morning. Like I said, for the next couple of days, it's looking pretty. Like I said, tomorrow, if you're going to go back and forth to the Bahamas, tomorrow's the day. All right, so we got 2 foot or less up and down until you get up into Vero Beach, and then it starts getting a little bumpier. Everglades National Park, 10,000 islands, all that stuff, lower Keys, all the way up to the upper Keys. Tampa Bay, Sarasota area, if not too much damage has happened, it's looking pretty out there, right? Tomorrow afternoon, the swell starts to come in, starting to head a little bit further south, right? Your west coast, all your shallow, skinny water fishing back in all those islands and stuff, still looking good. Getting out into this area where you go do your cobia fishing, looking pretty, not too bad. Offshore off the Keys. Still light stuff, right? So let's see what happens Thursday morning. Thursday morning, like I said, that swell and that weather is starting to push in. This is where we're going to start seeing our winds pick up, and it's not going to really let up any until it'll keep coming. This is Thursday afternoon. As you can see, we've got 4 and 5 foot waves. Weather, and that's starting to head down into the Palm Beaches, and these are solid 2 to 4s heading down. The further south you go, it lightens up. On the west coast, in the state waters, you're looking okay. You're not looking too bad, but the further offshore you get, and as you know, on the west coast, you got to head out there to really get offshore and do some, if you're looking for, the desirable reef fish, your groupers, your cobia, the snappers, the tuna, all that stuff, you got to get offshore. Okay. Friday morning, again, let me look right about here. Yeah, we've got this, the weather is starting to push in. The wind is ripping, so the waves are going to be high. You're looking at 4 to 5 foot. Palm Beach south down into Fort Lauderdale. Miami is definitely, solid 2 to 4 choppiness. They're saying it's going to be a northeast wave pattern. And this will not be a swell because remember, we've got our wind coming from the east. So this is not where your wind's blowing from the west and you've got a northeast swell. These are going to be waves that are going to be packed closer together. So it's going to be rough out there, folks. So if you do head out, be careful. Friday afternoon, it's still coming even further south. Saturday, that tends to look like it let up, but you're still looking at 4 to 5 foot seas all the way, Fort Lauderdale up to Vero and north. West coast, like I said, if you come out here, that's still, solid 2 to 4 foot waves. Those are more swells, but once you get way offshore, you don't have the land to protect you. Okay. Saturday afternoon, it's still same thing, 4 to 5 foot seas. Sunday morning, it's even getting bigger. Here comes, the 6+ foot northeast around the northern side of the Bahamas. As you can see right here towards Palm Beach, these are definitely 6 foot seas. Heading down into the Keys, inshore stuff is going to be a little choppy, but doable. But when you're down in the Keys, you got to get out past Hawks Channel to really do, some good fishing. Sunday afternoon, the waves are still happening. The wind is still ripping, west coast out here, not too bad. But then again, you're in shallow, skinny water all the way up Tampa Bay. You know, your Skyway bridge fishing might be pretty good. The guys who on the west coast, it'll be breezy, but your pier fishing and, you know, your Spanish mackerel and all that goodness will be going on. Over on the east coast, though, it's going to be rough out there. The seas are going to be rough. We're going to have rip currents and undertows on the beaches and all that good stuff. Monday morning, it's still here. The bigger stuff is, you know, not far. It's more north. It's Port St. Lucie and north, but all the way down, you know, our Tri-County area is still in the solid 2 to 4 foot, if not better range. As you head further south, it lets up, but it's 2 to 3 down there, right? 2 to 4, not even, definitely. All right. Monday afternoon, again, we're still seeing this area of activity where you've got 6+ foot seas. The swell and that residual comes down and follows all the way down to Fort Lauderdale, where you still got, it's 3 to 5. Tuesday morning, same thing, still bumpy out there. And then the waves start to push that. There's a mass of water, as you can see. This is big seas right here pushing towards Cocoa Beach, Palm Bay area. Let's look at Wednesday, just out of curiosity. And it tends to let go. So, you know, later part of this week, it's going to start getting bumpy, folks. And yeah, so you can see all this weather that's happening, right? Big waves, big stuff up north. But again, this is early part of the week. We're going to have to keep an eye on it and see what happens. It could change. This storm could fizzle out, and all of this stuff that they're predicting right now could not happen. Let's look at our rain real quick and see what's going to happen for the remainder of the week. Like I said, we're back in that pattern where it's dry in the morning, showers in the afternoon, right? Tomorrow, dry, afternoon, you've got your coastal showers. I think it's the wind, because of the direction, it'll actually push them more inland than be on the coast. So if you're looking at getting offshore in the afternoon, you'll probably be all right. Thursday morning, nothing. Thursday afternoon, again, not too much in the way of showers because of the lighter colors, but a lot of moisture in the sky. And come the later part of the week, like I said, when that dry air goes away and the moisture, the humid air starts being up in the upper atmosphere, that's when we're looking at better chance of showers, especially in the afternoon. So again, with that stronger easterly flow of wind, here we go. You see the buildup is going to be more inland and towards the west coast for the storms in the afternoon. Saturday morning, dry, right? And then in the afternoon, like I said, you got that strong wind pushing all the moisture to the west. Sunday, dry in the morning again, and all of our moisture is down south and to the west. So this is what it is. And again, this is what they're talking about, where they're predicting right now that tropical activity will go. Monday, again, same thing. That's going to be a big storm. We're going to get some weather from it. Again, hopefully the area that just got pounded this week does not take another beating like they just did. So that's what we're looking at for Monday. You know, got a lot of, looks like we'll be on the drier side of it. Tuesday looks like when it's going to start covering the whole state early, and we'll be getting wet all day with that. So, you know, the more southern part of the state will get it during the morning, and come the afternoon, it'll be about Orlando area. And Wednesday, it looks like we're still getting it. So it's going to kind of push across the state. That's what we're looking at for our rain. It's next week, early next week. It's looking like we're going to see a bunch of weather. All right, let's look at WindFinder and see what they got to say about this too. See if they jive with it. Now, I'm pretty much sure all of these websites are going to have some sort of similarity. So today, right now, low to double digits into the afternoon. Tomorrow starts out real slow, picks up a little bit, but still below 10 miles an hour. Not gusty at all, and a beautiful day with no, dry day. Okay. Thursday, again, not much of a chance of rain. We've got southeasterly winds. Starts out low in the morning, then picks up, into not very gusty, but picks up into the low double digits in the afternoon. That's typical for this time of year. Our wave heights, you're looking at northeast waves, 2 to 3 feet. And let's look at it. So tomorrow is actually looking like your pretty day. You've got the northeast waves, 1 to 2 feet. Dry day, not very breezy at all. Thursday is looking, nice. It gets a little bumpier. Starting Friday, you're going to start seeing 3 and 4 foot waves from the northeast. We still got a 9 to 10 seconds period, which is a swell, so it's not going away. And it's actually saying that is going to be a northeast swell and not really close together, because if you look Saturday and Sunday, we've got 8 second, 9 second into Sunday, even though we've got 4 to 5 foot waves, they're 12 seconds apart. Now, those are still big waves, even though they're 12 seconds apart. And they're saying here that the winds will be in the low double digits versus what we saw from Windy saying they'll be in the high double digits. But this here, I have WindFinder configured for Fort Lauderdale, not a little bit further north into the Palm Beach and upper Tri-County areas. So again, northeast swell, 4 foot plus during the weekend, into early next Monday. Variable winds, right, all over the place Monday, from the southeast to the north to the west. Starts out westerly Tuesday and ends up east, and we've got rain, right? The rain looks like it's going to start Sunday afternoon, lightly into Tuesday, into Monday, poor Monday, Tuesday, and look at Wednesday and Thursday, where they're predicting that, the wind is really going to start ripping in the mid to latter part of next week. They're saying east swell 13 to 14 seconds. So, just bear that in mind, that it's going to be a swell. They're not saying it will be very choppy. All right. Let's look at what NOAA's got to say about all this goodness. NOAA. All right. So tomorrow, southwest winds 5 knots. Again, tomorrow is beautiful. Seas less than 2 feet, remaining that way. Thursday, east winds 5 to 10 knots. They're saying seas 2 to 3 feet. They got a northeast 2 foot swell at more northeast at 4 seconds and a north at 9 seconds. So, you're gonna have like a little bit of a confused sea. And heading into Friday, that's when our winds start to pick up. 2 to 4 foot seas, gusts up to 20 knots. Some seas up to 5 feet. 4 foot north at 8 seconds, and then you start to get your easterly waves, which is what creates your top 3 foot waves at 4 seconds. So, like I said, Windy showing and WindFinder saying it's a swell. NOAA is saying it's going to get choppy out there. I would tend to believe NOAA a little bit more here when it comes to this, because there's no way that those easterly winds are going to create a swell. It just doesn't happen. All right, Sunday, 10 to 15 knots, seas 3 to 5, occasionally 6 feet. So, yeah, I'm going to tend to say, go with NOAA on this one and figure that out. So, again, right, we got some good stuff going on here with our weather. It's going to be busy, crazy weekend. So if you're looking to get out and you can, the next couple of days is definitely what you're looking at. Let's look at our moon phase, right? Right now we are heading towards the new moon in the next couple of days. Right now we're at 1%. Tomorrow, Wednesday, new moon. Thursday is still not much, barely new moon starting to wax. Again, waxing is the heading towards the full moon. Waning is heading away from the full moon towards the new moon. So right now we are at the end of the waning period. We're going to start waxing come Thursday. Friday, 3%, Saturday, 7%, Sunday, 12%, Monday, 19%, Tuesday, and into next week, we'll be, halfway through our moon phase. But again, it's going to be crazy with the weather come the end of the weekend if the forecast sticks with what it's saying. Right now, if you are fishing at night, it's going to be, active bait fishing that are fishing during the day because the fish can hide under the cover of darkness. But if you're a bait fisherman, you are getting out there and putting a pounding on it right now. Goggle eyes, red fins, whatever it might be that you go out and you get. All right, now let's look at our tide charts. So, again, when it comes to tide charts, it's very important. You have to follow the outgoing tide if you fish any jetties or inlets. And right now, come sunrise, you are at the end of the incoming tide. So, incoming tide at sunrise, incoming tide at sunset. Outgoing tide is kind of late morning to midday right now. So it's right now at 11 o'clock, it's really pulling. 9:30, it really starts to get going. So, just bear that in mind over the next couple of days. If you're wanting to, get out there and fish in front of those inlets, later in the morning is going to be the optimal time. If you are a jetty fisherman, it's probably not going to happen this week because it's at the time when the sun's coming up. The fish aren't really going to be biting too much. They can't hide. They can feed, but the likelihood of feeding on baits that are presented to them is unlikely. But, it never hurts to try. You're not fishing if you don't got a line in the water. As we get further into the week, right, this is Friday, Saturday, you're looking at being halfway through your incoming tide at the morning time and at dusk, and your tide shifts and heads into the outgoing tide, which is the important prominent tide that you need to fish any water flow area towards the middle of the afternoon when the fishing is not at its best. So this week, the tides are not on your side when it comes to fishing the inlets. Go find something else to do. Fishing off the pier, fishing the shore, all that stuff tends to be different, doesn't react the same as the closer you get to the jetties and the inlets. Okay, folks? So that's what we got for our tides. All right. That about does it, folks. Been fun. It's going to be, interesting, very interesting to see if this forecast sticks and holds out until the weekend. Again, we'll have to check on it. Maybe I'll make a post if it's changed or not, depending upon for the better or the worse. We'll see. All right. Before we leave, folks, I just want to invite you, if you are on Facebook, right? Join South Florida Saltwater Fishing Report. Looks like this. Here's actually what it looks like, just minus the date. Make a couple of posts a week every Monday. Time to show off your catches. And as with always, if you do post your catch, you are guaranteed to be, showcased on the weekly live stream. If you give some information, we will share it with everyone. Not asking give out any spots or anything like that. Just, hey, this is what I caught. This is where I caught it. This is what I caught it with, maybe. And again, like I said, this is our poster child this week, Mike Bayless with his daughter with the nice cow dolphin. And you always, if you make a post, you have the chance to be the thumbnail of next week's live stream. All right, folks. So again, Facebook, South Florida Saltwater Fishing Report, the one and only. Ask to join. It's a couple simple questions when you ask to join. What's your favorite fish? And follow the rules, right? No selling stuff, no advertising. There's still people trying to say, hey, you want your boat detailed. Hey, come on, enough of that. No YouTube channels. I do promote YouTube channels here. As you can see, Jason Reese, Guggen Pro, great fisherman, great show. Also charter captains. If you've got catches you want to drop, join the club and put in your catches like Ryan Palmer and Captain Alex from Marathon. And, hey, it doesn't hurt. It's free publicity. All right, folks, that about does it for this episode. And again, like I said, it's looking a little gnarly out there this week, coming the latter part of the week. So if you can get out in the next couple of days, go on ahead and do it. Other than that, like I said, hopefully the weather changes, because this is rough on the folks that can only get out for those 2 days. All right, that about does it, folks. Till next Tuesday, South Florida Saltwater Fishing Report, going wherever the cool wind takes us.